Students affected by a rather fashionable burglar near campus.
Plus, with Florida general elections just 2 weeks away, things are heating up after last night's debates for governor.
Also, Pfizer is releasing a new COVID-19 booster.
All these stories and more tonight on UMTV News.
And it starts right now. Hello and welcome to UMTV News. I'm Bella Papaduke.
And I'm Kevin Greer. Thank you for joining us today. Multiple University of Miami students living in the residences at Thesis Apartments were victims of burglaries last Thursday morning. University of Miami police report that the victims of the burglaries left their doors unlocked, allowing the offender, wearing his Crocs in sport mode, to enter the apartments. University of Miami police have released photos of the offender, and they issued a statement describing him as a light-skinned male wearing a white button-down shirt, blue hat, gray shorts, white Crocs, and a black backpack. They have asked anyone with information to contact Coral Gables PD immediately. In the meantime, UMPD has released the following crime prevention tips. Lock your doors. Be sure to lock all doors and windows to secure entryway into your residence, even if you are close by or only leaving for a few minutes. Keep garage doors locked and closed. If the garage doors have windows, put the garage door release cord away from the windows. If you come home and discover a break-in may have occurred, do not enter the residence. The perpetrator may still be inside. Call the police right away and wait in a safe place. Be conscious of your surroundings. If you notice any suspicious persons or activity, get to a place of safety and call the police or notify security.
An urgent message to communities at high risk of severe illness from COVID. New TV ads promoting the COVID booster shots target Black and Latino audiences. This as respiratory illnesses are taking center stage and the winter months are right around the corner.
Let's be real. I can't be at my best if my health is slacking.
New ads promoting the COVID-19 vaccine booster are making their debut, targeting specific communities that have had a slow uptake of the updated shots.
I stay up to date so I can stay on point for the ones I love.
Black audiences are encouraged to get vaccinated in this video, which was released this week by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
No te pierdas el partido.
A Spanish language ad targeting Latino audiences also started airing this week, with an English version scheduled for release next month during the FIFA World Cup. The TV ads will run in 15 markets across the country, and radio and print versions will run in 30 markets. HHS says messaging will also be focused on rural communities, plus Asian Americans, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders.
If you're relying on a vaccine you got 6 months or 9 months ago, or an infection you got a year ago to get you through this fall and winter, there's a pretty high likelihood that the new subvariants are going to escape immunity from that.
The updated booster shots are bivalent, meaning they target the original coronavirus strain as well as the Omicron BA4, BA5 subvariants.
Get vaccinated.
President Joe Biden receiving his booster Tuesday, urging those who are eligible to get on board.
Not enough people are getting it. We've got to change that so we can all have a safe and healthy holiday season.
Eligibility for the bivalent COVID-19 booster is dependent on your age, when you completed your primary vaccination, and your most recent booster dose. To find where you can get this booster, visit the website vaccine.gov.
Health was on the agenda at the Florida debates for the midterm election that took place last night in Fort Pierce, Florida. It was postponed after Hurricane Ian struck the state. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis and former Florida Governor and Democrat Charlie Crist went back and forth discussing different topics, including abortion, crime, taxes, critical race theory. The two had major disagreements on what should be taught in schools.
He talks about not teaching about the history of our country that might offend some people in our schools. We ought to teach facts in our schools. We ought to teach the truth in our schools. There's an old expression, Ron. Those who don't know history may be condemned to repeat it. Usually people use that in reference to the Holocaust. It could just as easily be referenced to slavery in our country. It happened. It's a fact. We shouldn't have a whitewash approach to educating our children.
If you look around the country, they do have programs, unfortunately, where they will take a student, look at their race, say, okay, you're white, you're an oppressor. If you're black, you're oppressed. And think about what that does to a 6 or 7-year-old kid. That's wrong. You're seeing that. You have people that are teaching, and actually his running mate has said this in the past, that teaching the United States was built on stolen land. That is inappropriate for our schools. It's not true.
This debate was the one and only time ahead of Election Day that we've seen the two candidates together to talk about different areas of focus for their campaign. You can head to vote for one of these candidates for governor on Tuesday, November 8th.
The process of becoming a parent can be both exciting and challenging for anyone. However, for mothers of color, pregnancy comes with even greater struggles. They are facing an ongoing crisis with racial disparity in maternal health care. Our reporter Althea Castro de la Mata joins us live to tell us why and how one organization in Miami tackles this problem.
Guys, Metro Mommy Agency hosted an event in Miami to help shed light on this issue. They also provided resources for families and expecting mothers of color. On a mission to spread awareness on birth justice for women of color, Metro Mommy Agency is an organization helping these moms during their journey to motherhood. Nadira Sabir, a trained doula and advocate for birth equity, explains the mission of a doula and why she chose this path.
We stand in the gap. We go to doctors, visits with them so that when, a doctor is not giving them access or is, condescending or whatever, we kind of stand in the gap diplomatically and say, hold on, let's slow this down. Let me make sure you understand what's happening and you understand that you have a choice.
According to the CDC, in the U.S., Black and brown moms have the highest mortality rates within developed countries. Esther McCant wanted to step up for her community, which is why she created Metro Mommy Agency, an organization that helps mothers of color during their pregnancies.
I wanted to create an event where those families can actually come to one centralized location and receive resources to help them during their pregnancy journey.
One of the interesting things about me is I chose not to have children. And one of the reasons I chose not to have children is I saw so much insanity as it related to what women go through in the hospital, the disrespect, the biasness, just the down racism, people being sterilized without even knowing that they were being sterilized. It's just insane.
What we're after here is birth equity. That means that every single family, every single birthing person has access to the optimal birthing experience. It should not be marked by trauma. It should not be marked by racism or bias.
Here at this event, participants were able to engage with other members of the community and also receive educational material on resources available to them in Miami-Dade County.
We all have our safe spaces, but life isn't safe. And if you want knowledge, you're gonna have to step outside of what you think you know. You're gonna have to meet people where they're at, not just in your imagination. Black and brown moms don't live in your imagination.
Fear and distrust in the medical systems continue to arise for mothers of color.
If you're going to be an agent of change, you have to be willing to get a little uncomfortable. Because we're always uncomfortable. And in that uncomfortableness, you learn.
This advocacy group aims to one day making every expecting mother in the U.S. have a choice in their providers. If you want to get involved, make sure to check out www.metromommyagency.com to donate. I'm Althea Castro de la Mata reporting live for UMTV.
Thank you, Althea. Now it's time for a short break, but when we come back, Ye's scandalous social media comments have cost him and Adidas a pretty penny. We'll tell you more after the break.
And violence tends to never be the answer, but it might just be the perfect cure to cut back on stress. Reporter Emmy Darkea will tell us how. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
About it. I was told not to talk about it. So I'm here to talk about it.
Because I can't stay quiet.
I was able to break my silence.
Because of those who refuse to stay quiet.
I am a businesswoman.
Activist.
Survivor.
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 Thank you for staying with UMTV News. Adidas is the newest organization that has canceled Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, or Kim Kardashian's ex-husband. The brand terminated their collaboration after Ye's controversial anti-Semitic comments on social media earlier this month. Several human rights groups called Adidas out for not ending their partnership earlier. Ye is suspended from both Twitter and Instagram. Balenciaga also announced it will no longer be working with West, and Gap mentioned that it will be removing its Yeezy Gap line from stores.
Halloween weekend is around the corner, and our reporter Emmy Darkea is heavily reconsidering a costume change after watching a little bit too much Game of Thrones and visiting one quaint little shop in Palmetto Bay. And Emmy joins us live to tell us more. Emmy?
Final season got you stressed out? Did you watch a little too much of Vikings or Game of Thrones? Well, I got the perfect place for you. Located in the quaint village of Palmetto Bay is a place where Viking tales come to life.
So axe throwing is really a big stress reliever. It's something about putting the axe in the wood that is just like, it's inexplicable, really.
When you step in, you're transported to a time known for its strength, aggression, and adventure.
There is an aspect of we're doing something that people were doing 1,000 years ago. Especially for me, I love history and I love knowing about my ancestors and where I come from, and a big part of their life was the axe.
People channel that hidden part of them to be like, all right, my inner Viking is coming out.
The cathartic feeling of letting go on the board relieves pressure when you need it most.
So axe throwing is something that is a non-violent way to perhaps express some aggression you might be feeling or just some big feelings. So you're not aiming at a person, you're aiming at a piece of wood in a very appropriate way, a very appropriate coping skill for something that doesn't feel good.
I have a term for it, it's violent meditation. And basically, you're focused, you're breathing, and you're throwing a weapon, and it's just cathartic. You feel amazing after you're done.
But there are those who are skeptical about safety when it comes to throwing a weapon. However, axe habits can ensure your experience is secure and you get to keep all your limbs.
To preserve the safety, and safety is our #1 priority. We train each and every person that comes into our doors. And our coaches are right next to the groups to make sure that everyone is adhering to the rules and also is enjoying and learning the axe throwing techniques.
And if you don't want to throw axes, don't worry. They got you covered. Whether you're more of a ninja, a Viking, or an ancient king, you can't deny this is the perfect activity for spooky season.
It's just the music's playing when you walk in. It's a good vibe, and it's even better now that you have all the Halloween decorations up. It's a really cool environment.
With finals around the corner, you might just want to pack up that stress and stick it in the board. Well, that was quite the workout. I would even say it convinced me to change my costume, but I can't seem to find my hat anywhere. Live for UMTV, I'm Emmy Darkea.
Thank you, Emmy, and I'm in.
You took Emmy's hat?
Don't worry about it.
So are you going axe throwing later? That's
what
I'm hearing.
I needed to relieve
some stress. Yeah.
And speaking of fun things to do around here, Saturdays in Coral Gables have set the bar for healthy eating. Coconut Grove's Farmers Market brings both local and organic foods right to the plate. Vendors from all over Miami gather to provide customers a variety of different healthy options to sample and buy. At the center of the market's healthy success is Glazer Organic Farms. The local farm offers a wide range of tasty options, from raw vegan juice to fresh produce and even hand-rolled sushi.
We make everything from scratch. We make fruit pies made with pure organic fruit, and the crust is going to be made with dates and nuts. So we try to make healthy eating and a healthy lifestyle a part of everybody's diet.
While Glazer Organic Farms bring the best taste of Miami, customers can find unique foods from all over the world. Many vegan and allergy-free options are available to cater to dietary restrictions made freshly on the spot. The Coconut Grove Farmers Market runs 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. every Saturday, rain or shine. And that's all the time we have for this edition of UMTV News. Thank you so much for joining us.
We will see you again the same time next week. Have a good night and stay safe.